This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show, giving you the real-time information you need to make educated decisions about buying and selling in the world-renowned Twin Cities. Now your hosts and real estate experts, Jason Stockwell and Don Eldridge.
Good morning, Twin Cities. This is the Stockwell Eldridge Show. I'm Dawn Eldridge with RE/MAX Results. And in for Jason right now, we have the fabulous Don Doty.
Don Doty, thank you.
With Home Place Inspections. So today's show is the Dawn and Don Show. We're going to talk about inspections. We're going to talk about what's going on in the market. Jason will be joining us shortly. He's just caught in traffic. So the market update, really good news. Inventory still down 18.9% from this time last year. However, up almost 2,000 homes from this time last week. So inventory decreased 18.9% from this time last year to 11,012 homes for sale in the Twin Cities. And last week it was 9,000. So we're doing good.
We're doing good.
That's great. And then pending sales decreased from this time last year 4.4% to 1,507. And new listings increased from this time last year 5.7% to 2,341 new listings coming on the market. That's great news. The market's hot. I actually have a friend that's going to be listing her place in Minneapolis, and I met up with Don over there. And Don, how many inspections, Truth in Housings, had you already done that morning?
I typically do about 10.
Wow. Holy cow. So you've got to do more than anybody in the cities.
For the last 18 straight years, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I try to do, I do as many as I can. And the nice thing is I've kept my price the same for 22 years.
You have on Truth in Housing and inspections as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's 22 years since I changed price and
the same phone number, too.
And the same phone number for 40 years.
Yep. And if you guys don't know this about Don, Don has actually written a book that he autographs. So if you ever need him to do any inspections for you, he'll give you one of those books.
Right.
What's the name of the book?
It's just how to maintain the house.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's a little paperback.
I know. And your picture's on there so everybody knows who you are. I think that's great.
You can get them. You can pay. Actually, I think, what is it, B. Dalton's? Are they still around? I think you can buy one there. Amazon.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
19
cool.
bucks.
But they're not autographed.
No, but I give all my customers one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, we were talking about things that we see with my friend, and it's always interesting when you walk into a home. You never know what to expect, and some of the things that we see are quite interesting. So what's the most interesting thing you've walked into when you're inspecting?
A lady in the shower. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she must have totally panicked.
Yeah, they didn't get the memo.
Have you ever had snakes?
Oh, yeah, I got a great story on snakes. This was a home inspection I did in, actually it was Plymouth. It was a townhouse. And I won't tell you where it is because this is a terrible story.
Uh-oh.
The lady that's selling, I said, well, why are you selling? And she had said, snakes. I said, well, this is a pretty brand new townhouse. She goes, I'm blow drying my hair. In the mirror, I can see a snake slithering across the floor. Apparently, snakes hibernate, and when they hibernate, they go to one place, and these balls of snakes are like size of huge basketballs, and they're just like crawling. And I've
seen that actually.
Creeps.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's just nasty. Did I ever tell you the story about on Big Island, Lake Minnetonka? I'm doing an inspection. Well, they have to pick me up in a pontoon boat, drive me over to the island, drop me off.
I didn't even know that there were homes on the
There's
island.
7 homes.
Oh.
So I'm doing this home inspection, and then the buyer's coming in 2 hours, so he takes the pontoon also. So I'm doing this house, a lot of dead mice, as you can well imagine. But I had a little time to kill, so I opened up the barbecue cover. I don't know why I did that. It's like, you just shouldn't do certain things.
Uh-huh.
There was a spider the size of my fist.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my God. This thing was so huge that it had hair. Actually, like eyebrows.
Oh, my gosh. Was it a
fur.
tarantula?
I don't know. I just shut the lid and I just got the creeps.
Oh, my gosh. Wow. So the 7 houses that are out there, are they occupied or?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Do the people have to take a boat to get to their own property?
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's where the old. That's where the old amusement park used to be.
There was an amusement park there?
Oh, with a hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never knew that. Did they have a merry-go-round and a
They
Ferris
had
wheel?
a Ferris wheel. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. When was that?
Oh, back in the 30s.
Wow. So you're getting a little history lesson here today, too, besides just updates on the market. So are you still really booked with future Truth in Housings?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, like say back in April, when I was walking up to do a Truth in Housing, there would be sometimes 2 and 3 cars waiting for me to leave to look at the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It slowed a little bit, but I mean, it's not slow. It's just, now it's normal.
Right. I noticed it was quiet over Mother's Day weekend. So anybody that's got their home listed, if you didn't have showings, don't be worried. And now I've noticed things are picking up again.
Yep.
And also homes that I thought would sell immediately, multiple offers, aren't. It's really an interesting market right now. And then homes that I would never expect to go in multiple offers are going in multiple offers.
Right now, I'm doing tons of Truth in Housings, but I'm doing very little buyer's inspections because what happens is the house is up for sale, you get a buyer that wants to buy it, they can't have any contingencies, and so what happens is I get cut out of that deal.
Yep.
So
I actually had clients that were in multiple offers, and he was a contractor, so he and I walked through the property. I talked to you about it. Hey, can you come last minute? And you weren't able to, but they waived the inspection, and they got the property, and the price that they came in at was really close to the other offer. The only way that they got it is because they waived inspection. Not that we're recommending that you ever waive an inspection, but sometimes when you're in multiple offers, the best way to get a leg up is to actually waive the inspection. Maybe walk through it more thoroughly with the agent. Call Don Doty, see if he's available to do a quick walkthrough with you. We talked about on another show where you were offering to do a buyer inspection quickly.
yep, 175.
Wow.
$175. I'll give you 20 minutes. I'll walk you through. There won't be any written report, but you're going to find out if you want to put an offer in.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's pretty obvious when there's major issues on a house. If there's water coming into the basement, you can usually see that. I've been an agent for 13 years, so I feel like I know a lot about houses, and I always learn something new whenever I'm with you, which is great because I always show up to my buyer inspections. I like to be there for the client, and I always want to hear firsthand what Don has to say about the property. And I've learned lots of good stuff.
Yeah. One interesting story is, remember in Plymouth,
Yep.
you had that young couple.
Yes.
They came to buy the house, and they didn't even get to sit down, and I was telling them about the siding that needed to be replaced, doors, windows, the roof was bad. But the seller had the basement finished, so you couldn't see a lot of things. Long story short, they didn't buy the house. They paid me like $450, which, good and bad, they're happy that they didn't buy the house, but they're kind of bummed out that they spent that money. It's, two young people.
Right.
But then you find another house for them, and we do an inspection, and it was great.
Yeah.
So what a story.
I know. And you know what? That's something to keep in mind. If you lose out in multiple offers, often don't worry about it because there's always another house that will come along and a house that might even be more perfect for you to come along as well. And don't be scared to make backup offers. A lot of buyers are now doing backup offers on properties because sometimes people just tie up the property during the inspection because they're not sure if they really want it, and then they end up walking away. So it's never good for a seller for that to happen, but if you're a buyer and you have a backup offer in hand, you may just end up getting the house, and you may be a very happy camper.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So really, the system works.
it does. It does.
And when I was building houses back in the 80s, I was kind of a hard driver, when I owned that company. I was pretty young and never really thought that whole saying where if it's not so much if it's too good to be true, it's probably not. But I used to force everything. And now, 40 years later, I just go, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yep.
Where that was a saying that I just never could understand, and now I understand it. If it's, if something's wrong in your gut, walk away.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that about another thing this morning. We won't talk about that though.
No.
Yeah, so you also do television, right? Is it for Fox News or?
Fox and Home and Garden Channel. Whenever they're in town, I'll do a show. The Learning Channel, I've done a show. And like I say, we've got that book out, which I just give to my customers.
That's nice. What's your phone number in case people have questions for you or want to have you do an inspection for them?
My phone number is 952-544-8141.
And then do you have an email address as well?
My email address is ddoty with a number 1 after it at comcast.net.
Awesome.
And
you.
just ask me any question. You can just any question at all. I should be able to answer it. What's nice about me doing a buyer inspection, if you're buying this house and you plan to do some remodeling, I'll be able to tell you the cost and what's possible and what's not. So be glad to do it for you.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Jason Stockwell's in the house next, and we'll put him in the hot seat. Haha. Have
I know I could cry. I just can't.